Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 19 in season number 8 of the NOFSRL Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. We're here at the Daytona International Speedway. It's the July Daytona event in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. The traditional Valvoline 432 laps of action around this 2.5 mile super speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida. And this is going to be a wild race that anybody can win. It's the mid-season wild card event. And today, Trey Bartow is going to lead the field of the green flag, looking for his second win of the season. I'm alongside Trey Wright. First time we've done a race together in quite a while. Great to have you back alongside me. Who do you think's going to win today's event? You got our points leader, Nathan Baird, starting 36th. A lot of the guys who were up there in the points starting all the way through the field. And we got some guys who need some good runs, like Nathan Stapleton starting up front. Who's your pick to win this race here tonight?
I honestly can't pick one because, just like Talladega, these super speedway races are such big wild cards. Anybody can drive to the front and anybody can fall back in just a matter of laps. So if I had to pick one guy, I'm going to go with my previous pick to win a race, Wyatt Quayle, Las Vegas.
And he is starting in the 7th position here tonight in the number 33 machine. So we'll have to see if Full Throttle Motorsports can get their third win of the season. But like Trey said, it's anybody's race here when we come to Daytona. Any of these 42 drivers can win here tonight. And I'm sure we're all looking forward to seeing who gets it done here in one of the best races of the season, each and every season of the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. This is how they line up in the championship standings. Coming into this race after 18 races, Nathan Baird, 544 points towards the championship. He holds a 58-point lead ahead of Emily Anderson, who has also been having an excellent rookie season. Mark Davidson is 79 points behind. He starts in the 6th position here tonight. John Arndt is 87 points behind. John Arndt and Garrett Sonora, two drivers in this race, looking to win their 20th career Napa Fan race. No driver has ever done it before. We'll have to see if one of those guys can get it done here tonight. And your driver, Justin Roberts, 90 points behind, 5th in the championship standings. He starts 9th for tonight's event. We're going to get these guys to roll off here from Daytona. And like I mentioned, it is Trey Bartow in the number 4 with the pole position. He'll be starting alongside Nathan Stapleton. Stapleton grabbed the top 5 run at Chicagoland last week, I do believe. And he's looking to back that up with a possible victory, a second career victory if he were to get it here from Daytona. Patrick Smith, already a 2-time winner this season in the Cheerwine Dodge. He's alongside Fisher G in row number 2, Sebastian Cucalon, who's won here at Daytona twice before in the Turkey Hill Series and the Turkey Hill Truck Series. He knows his way around this place under the lights. We'll have to see if he can do it in the number 13. Number 95, Mark Davidson, 3rd in the championship standings. He is alongside Cucalon in row number 3. Wyatt Quayle, your pick to win this race, winner at Las Vegas earlier this season. And the number 47 machine of Andrew Miller still going for his first career Napa Fan win. And we have Justin Roberts and veteran Jonaman Skivnicki in the number 26, rounding out the top 5 starting positions. You have Ace Garcia and the Valvoline car of Matt Dallio, who gave me the name for this race 5 years ago, driving number 79 on the outside lane in row number 6. Make sure everybody's going to roll off here. I'm going to give you another question here, Trey. What lap do we see the first big one of the night?
I'm going to say probably going to be within the last probably within the last 10 or 15 laps of the race. That's when everybody gets antsy, the sparks start going. Whatever quote Darrell Waltrip used at Sonoma a couple weeks ago, but definitely within those last 10 to 15 laps, it's go time for everyone. Everyone's going to want to get to the front, and it's going to be wild. As the pace car rolls off, happy 4th of July weekend, everybody. Let's celebrate America by doing the way we Americans know how, racing fast cars on the sands of the Daytona Beach.
It's the Valvoline 400, and it's Trey Bartow leading the field of the green flag. Happy 4th of July, everybody. We're green flag racing in the 19th race of the season. It will be Trey Bartow grabbing a bonus point towards the championship for leading lap number 1 here at Daytona. But we're now 3 wide for the race lead. Wyatt Quayle on the inside of Sebastian Cucalon and Trey Bartow. And Quayle's going to take it away from the rookie driver and the 8th-season veteran.
They can go 3 wide at this racetrack. They can go 4 wide, but not off turn number 4. You see 4 wide off of turn number 4, brace for impact, because that's where we usually get the most spectacular wrecks at this track.
We definitely get some big ones here at Daytona. We've seen many cars flip here before. But this race in particular seems to stay green longer than any of the other Super Speedway races. I mean, this is the dash race of the season. It's the only 400-mile Super Speedway race we do each year, and definitely an interesting one. Of course, that's shortened to 20% of the length, so it's an 80-mile race for these guys, but it's the shortest Super Speedway race we do each and every year, and in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series, I should say, and it's definitely a race where these guys run fast, and they want to get it done pretty quickly, and as a result, they don't wreck as often as they do in the Daytona 500 or at Talladega. So we'll have to see how it all plays out for these guys, but either way, Matt Dallio to the inside of Justin Roberts and Wyatt Quayle, and the Valvoline machine of Matt Dallio looking to get his first win in over 2 years on Napa Fan. It's been since season 6 at Rockingham, North Carolina, since he's last won a race on Napa Fan. But will the Valvoline 400 be the lucky race for him to finally get that first win in 2 years?
They are 3 abreast through about 10 rows. And it looks like a giant freight train going past, and I hope the fans are enjoying the spectacle, because this is quite a sight to see.
It is definitely always a sight to see here at Daytona. How about an uncharted guy here? Nick Smith is the number 71 for Titan Fury Motorsports. He's on the inside of Matt Dallio. He's pushing Silas Orr to the inside for the race lead. Now, Beast Racing has not won a race yet this season, which is quite surprising. Because I believe that they got a couple wins with Zachary. They actually got 3 wins last year, all with Zachary Fitzwater. They were definitely a very strong team last year. Unfortunately, not the case this year, but we'll have to see if they can file in with a victory this season. Of course, Otter Island Motorsports, the old NRLOA team, has yet to win a race this season, and Zidell Motorsports, they're three-car teams who have yet to win a race this season in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series, all looking to do so here tonight at Daytona. Coming on the inside lane is last week's winner, Cody Sill, who won the race from 40th in the championship standings, back-to-back wins at Chicagoland in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series for him. And owner Matthew Brown was very happy about the performance of his driver at Chicagoland last week, and he's hoping that he can cultivate that success into tonight's race as well. He's on the inside lane, moving his way up to the field. Nick Smith taking the race lead away. Meanwhile, we're going to focus in on our championship leader, Nathan Baird, in the number 40. Kind of deep in the field right now. Not exactly what he wants, but I think the goal for Nathan Baird is just to simply survive this race because it's a wild card race and there's really not much he can do to really keep that championship lead at that high level that he has in this race. So we'll have to see what Nathan Baird can do in this race. He is on the inside lane. His team owner won this race as a driver last year, Richard Kingart, so that might be a good omen for driver number 40, Nathan Baird.
And his competitor in the championship hunt, Emily Anderson, she's stuck on the outside and she's following. Like I said during qualifying, the outside lane's not as bad as Talladega, but is still not the preferred line. If you get stuck on the outside, there's a good chance you're going to fall back and have to regroup on the inside. But don't worry, you'll be towards the front within a lap or 2, which is one of the great one of the great factors about this racetrack. You can both win and lose from the draft. Sorry.
The draft is everything here at Daytona, and Emily Anderson knows that. She's right on the outside lane. Of course, everybody still has a shot at this thing. Everyone from Garrison on up, and shout out to Velocity Racing, Michael Cantor driving the American flag scheme in the number 12 for 4th of July. No sponsors on that thing, and be pretty fitting for Michael Cantor to get his first career Chick-Fil-A Cup Series win here tonight in that machine. But either way, let's see how it all goes down for these guys. Seems pretty orderly right now, and like I've mentioned, this is how the race usually is. They usually keep it together in the Valvoline 400, which means that it's anybody's race because they're going to keep on swapping positions as the night goes along. But just as I say that, there they go. There's the 4 wide American Motorsport teammates in the middle of all that. And I'm sure as heck you wouldn't want to see that out of your drivers in this race here tonight.
It wouldn't be the first time that I've had two of my guys wreck each other. Bristol of last season, I believe Aaron Woolpool, actually no, Garrett Sonor and Diego Yepes wrecked each other on the front straightaway. So I was commentating that race, so not too happy about that. Maybe I've got a curse against my drivers. Whenever I commentate a race, I don't know. But that was definitely close. Seth Cole tried to dive it in the inside, but thought better of that. And props to Seth Cole, the veteran rookie to the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series.
Not quite a rookie. He's actually in season number 5. This is his second full-time season in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. Grabbed his first career Cup Series win, his first career NAPFA win about a month ago in the NOFSRL 500. And of course, if you remember that race, he took out Daniel McMillan, so it was a bit of a controversial win for him, but either way, he's doing pretty good for Hamill Racing Enterprises right now on the inside lane. Mitchell Henderson, the Kansas winner's up here. The Daytona winner from earlier this year. Josh Marzak's on the inside. Got a lot of winners up front right now, including Cody Sill, who was on the outside lane, but Matthew Phillips on the inside, taking the lead away from Cody Sill.
Yeah, we're still 2-3 abreast, and we're only 10 laps in. So, like you said, this is a dash race. We're roughly a third of the way through the race already, so definitely a dash race, as you were saying.
And lots of times it's because these guys tend to keep it clean. But like we saw right there, 4 wide is still possible, but they were able to figure it out pretty well right there. So we'll have to see how it all goes down as this race goes along. But I can remember, I think twice this race has had a caution on the next to last lap of the event. Twice it's happened. I think it happened in Season 5 and Season 6. But here we go. Henderson in the Dalio, in the wall, and around. I don't know if we're going to get a big one here. Dalio's around. Henderson is around as well. Stover got some damage there in the number 99, but for the most part, a lot of these guys avoided heavy contact. You see Mark Davidson with some damage. John Andrews, Skibnicki's upside down. And that's a very slow big one there off the tri-oval. Roger Ray with a little bit of damage. John Andrews. You see Henderson with damage. Riley Spurley. Looks like Yepes ran into Mitchell Henderson right there. Brad Stover with damage. Andrew Miller back in there as well. And the first caution of the night in the Valvoline 400. Race back to the line was won by Matthew Phillips.
That was quite the wreck.
Wasn't the most violent wreck we've seen here at Daytona. That was quite a mild one, but a lot of guys caught up in it. Dalio went around. I don't know if he has any major damage or not. He's got a bit of it, but I think he'll be able to be good. Oh, and Nathan Baird has some damage to the rear of his race car, and that's going to put him at the end of the field. That might affect his aerodynamics, and that might mean a poor finish for our points leader. Carter Friesen with a lot of damage in the 68 machine.
Friesen has just had a dismal season so far.
That's a tough break for the rookie driver. I'll have to see how it all goes down for him as the season goes along. I'd like to see him get a win, as both of his teammates have won a race this season. All these guys still trying to figure it out. That wreck happened right as they crossed the line. I think they're going to figure it out here eventually. I would hope they would. You see Michael Cantor there, Trey Barto. Hopefully they step on the gas here and get back around, because they don't want to be starting behind the pace car. But they should be able to get back around and figure their way back towards the race leaders here eventually. Just not entirely sure what the holdup is here, but we'll just go ahead and assume that they all figure it out. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night here in the Valvoline 400 in season number 8 of the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. Well, very interesting situation right here. Mitchell Henderson opened the door for Josh Marzak, and you can always blame the guy on the inside, but it's actually the guy who's second on up. That's usually the culprit here, and Henderson moved up in the Matt Dalio, and the rest is history from there. Nick Smith got caught up in this one in the 71, and a lot of the guys who were involved in this accident are going to end up a lap down, because they had to come down the pit lane, and we had a bit of an issue there with these guys slowing down. Everyone got back together, so the restart's going to be just normal. But a lot of guys who were involved in this accident a lap down because they had to repair damage on the pit lane. John Arndt got a bit of that one. Kukulon got a bit of it. And Dalio was able to drive away, and it's right here. Brad Stover shot up the racetrack, and I think this is where he's going to hit Nathan Baird. No, it actually isn't. But John Andrews is the one who gets into Nathan Baird. Sends Baird around, and you see John Andrews with the damage he has. And the number 40 machine there of Nathan Baird getting into the outside wall just a little bit there. That's where he accumulated his damage, and that's significant towards the championship because Baird, I think, also ended up a lap down and all that. So he's going to fall back quite a bit. Nick Smith running in the John Andrews, and then Jonathan Skimnicki. This was a very slow roll. This wasn't a violent flip or anything, but I think Stover came in and shot him upside down. And we were mentioning the 2014 July Daytona race in real life. Well, that's very similar to Kyle Busch's flip that year, isn't it?
Definitely. The last second of the wreck rolls upside down. But what the driver I was noticing during that wreck was definitely Emily Anderson. 2 or 3 close calls. And with Nathan Baird trapped a lap down, she's definitely going to gain up in that points chase. So
If she comes in 58 behind, she'll have a shot, I think, at being within a race of Nathan Baird heading into Kentucky next weekend. So we'll have to see how it all plays out for those guys. But good job by Emily Anderson avoiding a lot of that accident right there here from Daytona.
Mr. Henderson opens the door up for Josh Marzak and just leaves no room for him. And coming off 4 wide off of 4 never works, and that just causes a log pile. John Arndt gets in it. Emily Anderson, you're going to see quite a few near misses right here with John Andrews and Nathan Baird. And then Skimnicki, a little bit of contact, and then slow rollover gets T-boned by Brad Stover. And he's still in this race, amazingly. He's got a lot of roof damage, but a little bit of a 1998 Dale Earnhardt Daytona 500 style.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Going to be interesting to see what happens to Skimnicki as this event rolls around. But yeah, a very interesting situation there. After the wreck ensued, all these guys got slowed down, and I'm thinking they were stuck behind somebody, and they were not in the right order or something. But they all got back around. A lot of the guys who came down the pit lane ended up a lap down because of it, but you know, they were already involved in the accident with heavy damage anyway, so they did not have a chance at winning to begin with. So it's going to be an interesting restart. Matthew Phillips leads the field in the number 15. Let's see what he does on the restart halfway through the Valvoline 400 here in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series from Daytona. So we got a lot to figure out here at Daytona, but we do know that Matthew Phillips is the race leader with Cody Sill. Christian Master is running third. Josh Marzak is fourth. Michael Canto was a lap down as he, I believe, got caught up in an accident just a little bit. Julio Caesar is fifth. Justin Roberts, Alexander Rowe, who won this race in season number 6. Julius Anderson, John Arndt, and Sebastian Kukulon. That's the top 10 as we come to 17 laps to go. Drivers a lap down include Canto, Miller, McMillan, Spurley, Nick Smith, Fisher G, Brad Stover, Mark Davidson. The 92 machine of Diego Yepes, John Andrews, Mitchell Henderson, and Tristan Allen. I think all 3 of those guys are out of the race. Nathan Baird is actually still on the lead lap currently, running in the... Where is he? Why can't I find him? That is very strange. There he is, 17th. Couldn't find it there. He is 17th right now, but he does have damage. So we'll have to see how that all plays out for Nathan Baird. All right, I think we have figured it all out. We're back to racing. A few guys a lap down in this pack, but for the most part, they're all racing for the race lead here at Daytona.
Yeah, they started single file, so they should tone it down a little bit. Well, now as I said that, everybody's going to go 2 and 3 wide. But Michael Canto has a pretty fair lead over Christian.
That is Matthew Phillips in the number 15. Michael Canto will lap down in the number 12. And he obviously has an issue here because he did come down the pit lane, which is why he's a lap down. And you can see him getting in the way of these guys, trying to close up on the lead pack. We got a lot of guys who have damage back in here who are still running in the lead pack. And one of them, like you mentioned, is Jonathan Skimnicki in the 26. He went upside down, but he's still on the lead lap here at Daytona right now. But obviously, he is not up to full speed, and he will become an issue here in this event. Halfway to the Valvoline 400, Matthew Phillips leads the race. Here comes Josh Marzak on the inside lane, however, and Marzak's going to get a run to the inside of a race leader with help from Christian Master.
As you were saying during qualifying, Josh Marzak, I honestly should have picked him to win this race because A, he is one of the guys on my team, and B, all 3 of his wins, as you were saying during qualifying, have been at super speedway races. 2 Daytona 500 championships, a Talladega win, and right now he's the Pied Piper of Daytona.
He is leading this field, but here comes Christian Master, and we're starting to get a bit of a form in this pack right now. And one of the drivers in this pack is Emily Anderson, and number 5, remember, she was able to avoid that accident, had a lot of close calls, and she's trying to gain on Nathan Baird in the championship, but how about Nathan Baird? It looks like they repaired the damage on that race car, and here he is, closing in on the top 10. I didn't think this was going to happen, but apparently Nathan Baird is good to go in the number 40.
You just can't stop this guy. He is an unstoppable force in this series.
Only 2 wins this season, but it's actually a tie with the most wins out of any driver this season. He, along with Patrick Smith, of the 2 wins, or are the only 2 drivers, I should say, who have won multiple times this season in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. So they're right on each other right there. Both a shot at their 3rd win of the season. But back to the race lead. They're still side by side between Marzak and Christian Master. And a great battle between these guys here for the race lead, and this is what Daytona Speedway physics can give you, a side-by-side battle for many consecutive laps.
Actually, this is I forget what year this is, but at the new Daytona Speedway in NR that they've released, the outside lane is parallel to that of Talladega. It just does not work. So that's why I'm assuming you're using the older model, because it gives us better racing and, nearly 4 wide there. Actually, Wyatt Quayle might make it 4 wide if Emily Anderson gives him the door off 3. Opens the door off 3.
She's got to think better of it, but she wants a line to the leaders, and she made one of her own. She has help there from Wyatt Quayle and Sebastian Cuculon and Nathan Baird. You got Trey Bartow in this pack as well, and he started on the pole for this race, so watch out for him. Matt Dallio's a little bit off the pace because of his damage, so is Carter Friesen. Chris McMillan, he's a lap down. John Arndt also got damage from that accident. And you have these guys who I don't think they're really involved. They just got caught behind all the lap cars. You got Ace Garcia, Lucas Jacobson, Garrett Sonor, Andrew Ross, Alonso in the 30. Silas Orta, Nicholas Amadia, Roger Ray. I know those guys getting good runs right now, but the rest of these guys were all involved in an accident. And they're closing in on Skivnicki here. And here we go. The chess match begins at Daytona. What line will Marzak pick? Will he be in the right line? It looks like he will. Middle line, gonna get held up right there. And all those guys behind Alexander Rowe getting held up, and they're gonna fall behind, and this is where it all begins. We're gonna see these guys split up, and we only have ourselves 10 laps to go next time we roll around here. New race leader, by the way, it's Christian Master in the 7. But these guys are going to have to contend with the lap cars now as this race rolls along, and Skivnicki is definitely one of those guys they really have to watch out for. And Jesse Turner, really the big loser out of that one. He got stuck behind Skivnicki and could not get out of it. You see Matt Dallio was able to surpass those guys there. It's possible these guys could form back in a line and get to the race leaders, but it's a very good chance that one of these guys on your screen right now are going to win here at Valvoline 400 at Daytona.
And Emily Anderson, she was probably the biggest winner out of all that, because Nathan Baird, he was caught behind Skivnicki, and he is all by himself. Actually, no, Nathan Stapleton is with him.
But Stapleton right there looking to help Baird.
Anderson to the inside.
These guys are going to have to bunch back up on each other. They're going to have a shot at getting back to the race leaders. They're 2 seconds behind the race leader, Christian Master, at the moment. And how about Cody Sill? He's going for his 2nd win in a row here in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series, and he's got a good chance at doing so here. He's in this lead pack right now with only a few laps left. And then there's your pick to win, the SunTrust 33 of Wyatt Quayle. And he's going for his 2nd win of the season as well. One guy who was trying to get his first win in quite a while is Alexander Rowe, last win in Rockingham, UK in Season 6. Been a while for Alexander Rowe since he's been the victory lane on Appafan, and he is in this lead pack right now. Here comes Marzak, looking to the inside of Christian Master for the race lead.
Marzak definitely one of the, as I said earlier, one of the favorite picks to win this, and Emily Anderson, she knows that he knows the way around this track, so she's going to follow in his line. Actually, excuse me, no, now she's not.
Well, she's now on the inside here of Christian Master, Alexander Rowe behind her. I'm going to say it right now, I think the winner is either going to be Josh Marzak or Christian Master. Master seems pretty solid right now in the number 7. He was able to get around the 34, but I'm telling you, this guy is going for his 3rd Daytona win in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. Unbelievable how good he is on the steeper speedways in the Chick-Fil-A Cup. He's going for his 4th ever Super Speedway win in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series and his 4th ever Chick-Fil-A Cup Series win. He's only won on the Super Speedways, and he's about to do it again. Do you think Marzek's going to get it done here tonight, or will one of these guys behind him find a way around him for the race win? There goes Master to the inside.
I mean, he's got a strong chance, but like you said, there's 7 other guys that can beat him, so he's got a pretty strong chance, but he's still got a 1/8 chance of winning this.
They're going to close in on more lap traffic. Andrew Miller and Riley Spurley in the outside lane going to get held up right there. That was a really good move by Wyatt Quayle to get to the inside, but these guys are going to get held up here, and it's now a 2-car breakaway between Christian Master and Emily Anderson. Cody Sill's going to get around, Kukulon's going to get around, Wyatt Quayle's going to get around, and Marzek held up in the 34. That's going to negate any chances he had of winning this race, and this might open the door for these guys to close in. You got Bartow and Fitzwater. I don't know if they're going to find a way around these guys, but they are going to close in on Marzek and Matthew Phillips. But either way, back to the race lead, and now Emily Anderson looking for her first career Chick-Fil-A Cup Series race victory. It'd be a huge win for her if she were to get it, I should say, in that number 5. And she'd be following the footsteps of Annie Thomas as a female winner in the Valvoline 400. Annie Thomas won this race in season number 4.
Not to mention the amount of points she would earn, as Nathan Baird, he's fallen out of the top 10. He's in 12th or 13th right now.
But he is closing back up here in the number 40 machine. He's behind Ace Garcia as they're trying to get around Riley Spurley. It's going to be another decent run for Nathan Baird. I mean, Emily Anderson, regardless of what happens in this race, she's not going to close in too much. He might be within a race of Nathan Baird heading into Kentucky. But with where Baird is running, I really don't think it's going to be the case. So we'll have to see how it all plays out. You got to watch out for these guys here. You now have Jesse Turner and Seth Cole here, but they're going to be too far behind. And it looks like everyone except Matthew Phillips has rejoined the lead pack, including Josh Marzek. So it's not over yet for any of these guys. Here comes Master back to the inside. And Master wants to give Zidell Motorsports their first career Chick-Fil-A Cup Series race victory. But here they come on Skip Nicky again. Oh boy, they're going to split them. Emily Anderson able to drive by. Anderson's going to stay with the lead pack. But Quayle, Rowe, Marzek, and Phillips all getting held up there. And that's really going to hurt their chances of a race victory once again. Looks like Emily Anderson got stuck behind Fisher G, and it's now a 3-car breakaway, and Cody Sill has gone to the race lead in the number 37.
Still trying to... I'm not sure if anybody has won 2 in a row. That is quite hard to do, but Sebastian Kukulon, I believe he's going for his first one as well. Christian Master, I can't remember the last time he's won on here.
It's been a long time for Master. It's been over 60 races in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series for Christian Master. I believe the last time was Season 4 at Pocono. Been a long time for Master, but he's been the most solid guy consistently throughout this race. But now, I think you got to worry about these guys here because they might be closing in on the big pack and they might have a shot here. I just don't know. I mean, there's only 3 laps to go, but they could close in time. We'll just have to see. Marzek's really fallen behind. He's fallen in the clutches of Fitzwater and Turner. Great runs for these guys, by the way. Great to see him running up front here tonight. But either way, we're coming to 2 laps to go, and Cody Sill looking to win his 2nd race in a row here in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. And he's got a really good chance of doing so with 2 laps to go in the Valvoline 400.
Definitely going to be an interesting thing to watch. He has to make sure he can't be out front for too long, because if he's out front, if he gets way out front, he's going to be a sitting duck for those 2 guys. They're lining up to try and pass him. Actually,
they keep on battling. They keep on battling for that 2nd position, so it's looking pretty good right now for Cody Sill. What a surprise this would be. He was 40th in the points coming into the Chicagoland last weekend, and now he's about to win his 2nd race in a row, but he's got 1 more lap to negotiate here at Daytona. And these guys behind him are hungry for a race win. Christian Master, Sebastian Kukulon, and Emily Anderson all lining up. There goes Master to the inside. White flag in the Valvoline 400 at Daytona.
He's going to have help from Kukulon. What does Kukulon do?
Kukulon's going to have a good chance here. He's looking to win a race at Daytona in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series, the Turkey Hill Series, and the Turkey Hill Truck Series. But I don't know if he's going to find a way around Master, because Master is pulling out single file. Emily Anderson trying to get around Kukulon. That might be it, but I'm not 100% sure quite yet. Kukulon might still have a shot here if he can get to the inside.
He's not
Coming to the checkered flag in the Valvoline 400. Mr. Zeidel, you finally have a win. Christian Master wins the Valvoline 400 at Daytona for the first win in Zeidel Motorsports history. And Justin Zeidel is finally a team owner winner in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. Finally getting it done with his team driver, Christian Master, in the number 7.
Congratulations to those guys. Christian Master has not won in 4 seasons, and Zeidel Motorsports has not won ever. So 2 very long droughts, very hard, painful droughts for those guys, both quenched in this final lap. With this victory, excuse me.
And a veteran, Christian Master, getting it done here in the Valvoline 400. Got really wacky near the end of that one, but it was worth it for Zeidel Motorsports. They have finally won a race in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. Congratulations, Justin Zeidel, the final 3-car team who carried on from season number 7 to win a race in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. Of course, you guys broke that drought in the Daytona 500 earlier this year. I'm sure you know exactly how it feels for Justin Zeidel breaking that long losing streak, finally getting their first win. And Christian Master getting it done here at Daytona. And you know what? Emily Anderson's going to close in on the points there. Nathan Baird finished 21st. Anderson finished 3rd. She is going to be within a race of Nathan Baird in the championship standings heading into Kentucky. And that means that Emily Anderson's going to have a shot at this championship and then number 5 in her rookie season. But either way, how about Christian Master getting it done here tonight in the Valvoline 400?
That was definitely, it was quiet all race, and then with 10 or 15 to go after that accident, he surpassed that and then went on to win, and then stayed up, navigated a lap traffic perfectly, and ended up in victory lane. So definitely congratulations to Christian Master. Those guys celebrating on pit road right now.
And congratulations once again, the Master, on that race victory. Great to see a veteran driver with a long losing streak break that long losing streak again. It was up into the 60s for Christian Master in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. I believe it's only his 2nd career Chick-Fil-A Cup Series race victory, but definitely a big one for Master here tonight at Daytona. Take a look at the rest of the results right there. We had a lot of guys retire there from that one accident we had in the race. Brad Stover, Mark Davidson, Diego Yepes, John Andrews, Mitchell Henderson, and Tristan Allen. Then you have McMillan, Cantos, Smith, Fisher G, Riley Spurley, Andrew Miller, and Jonathan Skivnicki all finishing a lap down or more in this race. Everybody else finished on the lead lap. But either way, congratulations to Christian Master, and this championship battle is going to close in a little bit here. Nathan Baird did not get the best of runs here tonight at Daytona, and we'll have to see what he does at Kentucky next week. And Kentucky is another one of those racetracks where it almost really doesn't matter where you start, because there's a lot of passing there as well. And it's going to be just like Daytona. There aren't going to be any pit stops in that race either. So it'll be an interesting one for the Tire Rack 400 next Friday night right here on Napa Fan from the Kentucky Speedway. But either way, congratulations to Christian Master for winning the Valvoline 400. And on behalf of Trey Wright, we thank you guys so much for watching tonight's presentation here from Daytona. So next week it's Kentucky. Going to be a fun one there in the Tire Rack 400. And looking forward to see how this championship battle heats up with only 9 races left to go in the championship. Going to have to see who gets it done here for the Season 8 Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. It's going to be a fun one when we hit the Homestead in September. But congratulations to Christian Master. Here are the point standings for the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series after 19 races. And I will see you guys later.
place, a star shot from outer space. And as the lights dance around your face, not gonna stop till the break of